Hey everyone, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. Today we're going to be discussing a very recent case. Now, I wasn't actually going to cover this case, I didn't even know about it, but I actually received a phone call. It was very bizarre. The person didn't say anything, they just left a message saying please cover the Julian Sands case. Now, Julian Sands is a 65-year-old man. He's best known for his roles in A Room with a View and also Arachnophobia. He is from North Hollywood in California. Now, according to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, he went missing on January 13th of this year, 2023. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say it was Friday the 13th. Try not to get caught up in that. I'm sure this was just some kind of accident where he got lost. He is a very experienced hiker. He knows the area very well. However, this area has been pounded with very torrent storms. Now, this area is very popular with hikers and travelers in the summertime. There's beautiful waterfalls. There's all kinds of hiking, obviously. It's in a very convenient location. It's not too far outside of Los Angeles. And of course, in the wintertime, there's many winter sports. I mean, there's a ski resort, so people go skiing and snowboarding. There's people that are into winter hiking and climbing. Also available. Now, it is noteworthy to say that right around this time, right before Julian Sands went missing, a man by the name of Jin Chung, who is 75 years old, he also went missing. He was supposed to meet up with some other friends that he had started the hike with. However, he failed to return as well. This video isn't going to be too long because this is actually a current investigation, a current search. This is Mr. Sands. He's a very well-known and respected actor. And like I said, he is also a very respected and well-known outdoorsman. He loved to hike, outdoor adventures, those kind of things. But unfortunately, California, not just this area, but all parts of California have been experiencing all kinds of crazy storms. Now, depending on where you are, it's either falling in the form of rain or snow. We do know that he started his hike in the Gabriel Mountains. Mount Baldy is roughly 11,400 feet above sea level. Now, unfortunately, we don't know exactly which route he took, where he ended up, or where he is now. As usual in this video, I'm going to have various pictures of the area, various maps of Gabriel Mountains and Mount Baldy. Now, at the time, severe weather moved in right after he went missing. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office was very quick to respond. They coordinated their efforts with various search and rescue and volunteer agencies. Unfortunately, though, because of the severity of the weather, the ground searchers had to actually be pulled back and they had to rely on helicopters and various drone teams. Now, a couple of people had asked me about drones and asked if they were used in these type of searches, and yes, they are. They are invaluable because the drones can go down and search where it would be very difficult, if not impossible, to get search and rescue ground teams down there, or a helicopter would be too low for it to fly. So yes, drones are a very good resource in these type of searches. According to certain weather reports, it was snowing at a roughly rate of 3 to 4 inches an hour at times, which is really crazy if you think about it. The authorities believe that because of his skill and his knowledge of the area, they thought that Mr. Sands had possibly sought shelter in maybe a cave or something like that. So they brought in special canine units and actually a special cave technical search and rescue group that is now assisting with the ongoing search for Mr. Sands. During their search for Mr. Sands and Mr. Chung, one of the canine units actually picked up his scent, which was quite a miracle because of all the snow that was on the ground. They found Mr. Chung. They were able to rescue him. He was able to walk out on his own. However, he did have a slight injury to his leg and other weather-related injuries. They took Mr. Chung to the hospital for treatment, and apparently he's doing well. This was a very good sign to the investigators and the search and rescue teams because he had been missing longer than Mr. Sands had up until this point. So this gave them renewed hope. Unfortunately, the weather still wasn't in their favor. There was high winds, more snowfall, so they had limited people on the ground. However, they did bring in more helicopters and drones equipped with infrared devices. One thing I wanted to say real quick about that, a lot of people believe that because you have an infrared device or technology, it would be much easier to find someone. And yes, it does help, but you have to remember that everything gives off heat. Trees do, so it still can be very challenging. After they rescued Mr. Chung, some of the search and rescue teams went back to the areas where they had previously searched for Mr. Sands, thinking that they might have missed something. Maybe there was some clues left behind, anything like a food wrapper. This happens all the time. Places that have been searched before, then they end up finding the person. Unfortunately, though, according to the sheriff's office, no evidence was found in any of those locations. Going into the 11th day of the search, the sheriff's department is quoted in saying, "We are reminded of the sheer determination and selflessness of all the people who have aided in this search, and we are not giving up." The authorities did receive the cell phone information, the cell phone pings from January 15th. This led them to believe that his last ping was in the area of Mount Baldy in the San Gabriel Mountains. The SAR and authorities that were involved in this search wanted to send in ground searches, ground crews. However, unfortunately, the weather was still working against them, so they had to rely solely on their other means, helicopters, drones. They were confident that Mr. Sands had possibly found a cave, possibly waiting out some of these storms. Caves can be warmer. Sometimes they have fresh water, even if it's just a trickle. But unfortunately, even the technical cave teams that they brought in were coming up empty. This case has garnered a lot of media attention, especially out west. The authorities are saying at this point they're continuing the search. They're quoted in saying nothing is off the table. However, the conditions are very extreme. One of the spokespersons for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office told the media that we just don't know what's going to be the turnout. And of course, that's always what it is in these situations. You never do know what the turnout is going to be. I'm just hoping and praying that it's a good turnout. I want to send thoughts and prayers to Mr. Julian Sands, his family, his friends, all the investigators, search and rescue teams that are working so hard to bring him home. Just hope and pray that he has found a cave somewhere he can stay warm and wait out some of these storms and find his way out, or that the rescue teams will find him. Thank you all for watching. As always, I hope everyone is having a great week. Special thank you to co.ag for providing the background music. I will see everybody in the next one. Take care. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me till the end. I hope everyone is doing well. I am working on several cases that you all have recommended to me or asked me to cover. I just wanted to tell everybody that I do these cases in order, unless a case like this comes up that's recent or very ongoing. A lot of people have sent comments asking why I haven't covered their case. It's not that I'm not going to, it's just that I do them in order as I receive them. I'm still trying to get caught up on cases that I covered over the summer, so don't worry, I will get to them, and I'm always open to new suggestions or cases that I haven't covered that you want me to cover, or even cases that I have covered that you want follow-up on. I am actually working on a few follow-up videos to cases that I have covered to give you guys some more information on how those turned out. I also wanted to apologize. Look, I know sometimes I mispronounce things, but you have to understand that if you're living in that area, you've heard that name over and over, it's obviously going to be easier for you. I always do look them up, get a few sources, and sometimes they're just wrong, so I do apologize. Of course, I do appreciate all your feedback, constructive criticism, comments, critiques, anything like that. I'm always open to suggestions. I just wanted to say that I do look the names up and I do try my best. Some of these names, it's just sometimes I get them wrong, but I'll keep trying, and I appreciate you guys correcting me and giving me the right pronunciations.